partnership we formed with Accelerated Real Estate Services. This is, kind of off the charts, I think, and where it applies to all of you is if you have a listing that's been sitting on the market for quite some time, you're not getting showings anymore, this is the next stage in marketing that property. And it's really, we set up this stage for an auction. And it's a 21-day period where we market the property and we do an on-site auction at the property. We are the 5th Keller Williams Market Center that's involved with them now. They've had great success in Tampa, up in Naples, I believe, also Orlando. Orlando just signed on too. It is incredible, and if you have one of those listings that's been on the market quite some time, it's a little overpriced. You're not getting any showings anymore. Come and talk to us. We can get this property. At least we can play bad cop with your seller. And that's a lot of, you keep the listing, you keep your 6% of the listing contract. We come in, we charge a buyer premium. So, nothing is going to be affected as far as you managing your listing. This is the first time I've explained it, so I'm a little rusty.
Yeah, sure. I'll help you out. Okay. So, David.
Yes.
David, does the listing agent lose any control of their listing?
The listing agent does not. It's still your listing. You still market it. You still continue to market it. You still continue everything, your relationship with the seller. We step in, though, as kind of the middleman, and we're responsible for the auction. You're responsible for the listing.
Yeah, but this is an absolute auction. If they get a really low price, they have to sell their house, don't they?
It is a seller confirmation.
No!
Yes! So they only sell it for their price. It's not an absolute. We're going to market it with an opening bid price, which, is going to attract a lot of traffic. And here's the glory of it, too. Instead of 3 weeks, 4 weeks of nonstop showing of the property, it's 1 hour before the auction.
All right, what's the catch? What portion of the listing agent's commission do they need to contribute to get this thing?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing, Alan. Nothing. We charge a buyer, and buyers are familiar, and other agents are familiar with the auction process that's going on at the convention center, and they're used to a 5% buyer premium. So we charge that buyer the buyer premium of 5%.
Okay, then, but the Plantation Keller Williams office and the Miami Beach office and the Pembroke Pines office, we're all going to be competing with them, aren't we? I mean, isn't it?
No competition.
What do you mean no competition?
Well, it's Dennis, Steve, and I are the Broward County representatives.
No, for all of Broward County?
All of Broward County, Alan. Yes, Chrissy.
Can you get us something that we could put in our listing presentation about this?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yes.
Bam.
And I had a listing appointment on Saturday, and prime location, it's a cute little house, it's in a great location, and I, offered this service to them, and they dug it. I mean, they really loved the idea. 1 day of showings, and right away, 3 weeks, we can get their property sold.
Can I interject something really fast? It's not just for stale listings. It's also for people in the triple D, death, divorce, what's the other one? Some sort of distress. They must be out of their house in 30 days. No ifs, ands, or buts. They don't have time to mess around with whatever the listing price is. It's a perfect opportunity for people like that to be able to move on. It's going to sell. How much it sells for is your open bidding is the only true way to test market value. I think we all can agree about that.
But none of the properties that are auctioned ever sell for like over $100,000. They're all cheap properties.
Yeah, there's auctions in every price range.
Serious?
And I've been doing this for quite some time with my listings, pricing a little under the market and creating bidding wars. The last property, I had 8 offers in 3 weeks, 75 showings in 3 weeks, and we sold it for $15,000 over asking price.
Right.
So,
yes.
A question, please. So the 6% of the commissions stay with the listing agent in this case, number one.
Correct.
And number two, I would imagine there aren't any contingencies on this?
Correct.
No contingency.
Yes, these are cash buyers, but the contracts are not contingent on it.
Nothing.
No
Okay, so-
inspections.
No
They
inspections.
can, during that preview, bring their inspector and.
So
and
here
inspect the property.
was the intention of this. This was the first introduction. Dennis, David, and Stephen are going to do a full-on presentation to you guys within the next couple of weeks. We're going to keep touching the agents, you guys with this, but this is for everybody. When the meeting's over, if you've got pertinent questions